before there was the United States, before European ships ever touched the shores of this continent. A great civilization thrived here. They built cities, raised temples, and lived in harmony with the land. And then they vanished. Today, you and I will uncover one of the greatest forgotten cities of ancient America, Cahokia. Nearly 1,000 years ago, near modern-day St. Louis, Missouri, stood a city larger than London at the time, a city of over 20,000 people at its peak. Its name was Cahokia, the largest pre-Columbian city north of Mexico. Cahokia was built beside the mighty Mississippi River and featured over 120 massive earthen mounds. The largest, Monk's Mound, stood over 100 feet tall and covered more ground than the Great Pyramid of Giza. This was not a village. It was an urban center, a powerful one. These mounds weren't tombs. They were platforms for temples, elite homes, and sacred plazas. Cahokia had a complex society, with religious leaders, artisans, farmers, and warriors. They grew corn. They built wooden homes. They organized great ceremonies that brought thousands together. At the heart of Cahokia was a massive open plaza, like a public square, where people gathered for rituals, games, and social life. From as far away as the Great Lakes and the Gulf of Mexico, people came to Cahokia to trade. Shells, copper, obsidian, pottery. This city was a hub of exchange. And around all of this, they built giant wooden fences, palisades, to protect the sacred center. It was a city of energy, belief, and precision. One of Cahokia's most fascinating features was Woodhenge, a massive ring of tall wooden posts. These posts were carefully aligned with the movements of the sun. Just like Stonehenge in England, Cahokia's Woodhenge was a solar calendar. On the summer solstice, the sun would rise in perfect alignment with the central post. This helped the people track seasons, guide their agriculture, and plan religious events. Imagine ancient astronomer priests standing at dawn, watching the first light of summer pass through those wooden markers. Long before telescopes or computers, ancient Americans were already watching the skies with awe and understanding. But Cahokia's story isn't only one of peace and prosperity. There's a darker side too. In some of the burial mounds, archaeologists found signs of ritual sacrifice. In one mound, the remains of over 50 young women were discovered, carefully arranged with signs of a mass execution. Elsewhere, there were bodies without hands or heads. Were these sacrifices to the gods, victims of warfare, or part of a brutal political ritual? We don't fully know, but we do know that power in Cahokia could be terrifying. The priests and chiefs likely ruled with both wisdom and fear. For all its sophistication, Cahokia was also a place of blood and mystery. Around 1350 AD, something changed. Cahokia began to collapse. There was no invasion, no massive war. But over time, people left. The city emptied out. Why? Some scholars believe it was due to climate change, the Little Ice Age. Others blame overpopulation, crop failure, or deforestation. Still others point to political instability or flooding from the Mississippi River. Whatever the cause, by the time Europeans arrived centuries later, the city was gone. Cahokia rose like a dream and vanished like smoke. Today, Cahokia is a quiet field in Illinois. Just grass-covered hills, birds, silence. But once it was alive, with music, markets, prayers, and power. If you stand still long enough, you might still hear the echoes. Cahokia proves that ancient America wasn't just wandering tribes and simple huts. It was home to cities, calendars, and civilizations just as incredible as those in Europe or Asia. And this is just the beginning. In part 2 of our series on the untold tales of ancient America, we'll head west to the desert mesas of the Southwest, where people carved entire cities into cliffs. Don't forget to subscribe and join us again as we explore the Cliff Dwellers, secrets of the ancestral Puebloans.